Hello everybody, Richard Dick Coffin here with another video that I wasn't working on up until just now, and then something happened and it was too late to do the other thing. I've done this thing where I plan to write stuff. I write stuff, spend weeks writing it, get up to the point of doing it, and then think of something else quickly and then do that. And it's just, I can never get around it. I need to stop being so talented. Right? But I thought I have time to do one video, and I thought let's just find the quickest excuse to fuck about. And I find this video. The face in the font, it's Onision. You can spot that gopping, vapid, beige fucking just empty vase of a man there. And I saw that, and it's him going, because he's so moody. Oh my God, I'm deep into thought. I'm considering things far beyond the reach of my imagination, so I can't talk about them. Plus, you're only 7, so... But it's called Last Longer. Now, because it's an Onision video and it's called Last Longer, you immediately know it's definitely not going to be about marriage. Because, yeah, Greg doesn't seem to have that. But it's about... and the title of the video is Lasting Longer in Bed. Now... with the exception of certain people who probably make videos of a sexual advice nature, educational, whatever, is anyone out there gonna honestly argue, right, with me that there is any reason for a man, particularly one of this like him, to make a video called Lasting Longer in Bed with Gergles Onision, other than to simply put out the idea, just out there, that you are qualified to give out advice on how to last longer in bed on the internet. That's a fucking market that doesn't need covering, is it? Help with sex on the internet. I think you need some help with consent in some cases, Greg, don't you? So, yeah. So, Greg's got... So there's no reason for this video. It's just Greg going, hey, I just want to let you guys know that if you want to last longer in bed, you can go fuck yourself. I'm not telling you shit. I don't know why I'm talking like Thunderfoot. I think I'm just to the beard and I'm just going to turn into a morph. I think everyone on the internet who's a prick just sounds like it. It's just, I don't know, it's that blandness. But anyway, so let's examine this. Right? Someone has sent Onision a message asking him for advice on how to last longer in bed. Now, let's think about that for a second. This guy watches Onision. He can't be any more than 12. He's probably banging his history teacher. He'll be on the news later. And he's on how can I last longer in bed? No, well, it's a bunk bed, so you've got to get it down, right? But he wants to last longer in bed. So he's writing to Onision. What would you... Why? He'll probably tell you to put the woman in a garden under a plastic pot until she's out of oxygen, and then you can go for it, right? But what would you? Why would you write to him? Whoever the person was who sent him this message, I understand your embarrassment. Well, I don't actually. I always felt that it was I didn't think premature ejaculation was a problem for me. I was just being more efficient. I think that there needs to be a compromise between men lasting longer and women speed and fuck up. That's the thing. But then I'm just not sexist like that. Yeah. So we got Greg now. Now the thing about Greg is Greg. Yeah, lasting longer in bed, Greg, is not the issue. And you know this, right, Greg? Because here's the thing. You only ever fuck girls who are of an age where they wouldn't have been in high school when Barack Obama was elected in office. You go around and say, were you alive when, I don't know, Jurassic Park 3 came out? And if they say no, you think them. Can you remember the first album by The Killers? And if they don't know what it was, And the thing is, you only ever fuck girls who are of an age, who are so young, that they don't know what the friggin' hell they're doing. So of course you can do it. This young lad does not need you to tell him how to last longer in bed. He needs to... You should be saying, what in the name of sweet fucking God's balls are you telling... Why are you asking me? It could be anything. Right, okay, here, I'll tell him what you got to do, mate. First of all, wait, before the girl comes round, put away all your, like, your Pokemon and your stuff, and get your poster of Greg off the wall, whatever. But Greg's advice, this was brilliant. This is actually quite brilliant, I will give him this. His advice on how to last longer in bed is to not think about sex. Oh, wow. Someone phone a fucking new scientist. Yeah. Greg says you should not think about sex when you're having sex. You should think about something that's not sexy, and then you'll last longer. No, Greg. That is the kind of thing that you believe is true when you're 14 or 15 or 16 and you need to last longer. That's when you... Greg, if you don't think about things that are sexy, do you know what happens? You go from having a video called Lasting Longer in Bed, called How to Lose Your Erection. I mean, that, and you've just given the guy advice, so he's now going to go and do it, and he's going to have that thing that's worse than coming too soon. He's going to have the problem where it goes soft, and he has to stop, pull out, jump start it, you know? And then the woman gets insecure because she thinks she's not doing it right, and it's obviously not. Look, oh, this is what you do if you're blowing your load too quickly. Tell the woman, say, look, I'm just well up for it. So at your hot, I'm too excited. I could be. I don't care what we do. You know, I'm not going to stop. This is what men do that's wrong. They pretend to be experts on sex when they don't know it. They pretend they have a position that they are. They pretend to fucking. They try stuff without knowing what they're doing. They just if you don't know, fuck all, say I don't. But it's like a game show. You know that game show host who's like, the game show contestant who's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just fucking happy to be here. It's been a great day. You know, that's not, just do that. If she's a keeper, she'll be, you know, she'll fucking put up with it. And the guy, if he's having this problem, he's probably at an age where he's in that sort of, it's an area of a man's life when he's at that sort of terrifying but very exciting 10 wank a day around that area thing. You know, I mean, it's literally, it's building up in, you could sort of sell it as an industrial lubricant in some way. And, you know, it gets to the point where it's chafing. It's glowing in the dark, it looks like a dog's, you know, all these other things. And, so yeah, that's fine. But that's it, mate. Just don't hold back. Once you feel the floodgates coming, once you know, just go. Just let it go. And then say, sorry about that. Give me 5 minutes. And then wait 5 minutes. And then do it a fucking again. You're a young kid. You're a kid. You're entitled to be crap in bed. Wait till you get to like mid-30s. Right, then you go through the... when you get to my age, you're going through the exact friggin' opposite then. You're getting to the point where you're actually having sex. You're like, there's a guy. I'm like, I'm bored now. It's been 50 minutes. I can't even remember what I've... I'm trying to think. And you're trying to think of things. You're trying to think of things to do in the room to keep you excited. I'm putting Sudokus on the wall. You know, and I love the comment section of that video because you go there and it's just these people fronting on there, and these guys going, oh yes, well my problem in bed, if you could give me any advice, Greg, is my cock is far too bulbous and I have this weird muscle spasm, so it ends up vibrating very quickly, and there's this weird protrusion that comes around, and quite frankly, my problem is I can't give any less than 15 orgasms a night, and I'm very, it's incredible, a lot of pressure, and sometimes my dick just I have a second dick, it just comes, I have like another dick come out of my dick, and it's like an alien thing, and which is a good party trick, but it can scare the shit out of some people. Now, also, Greg, I just find, does anyone else find it uncomfortable that Greg Onision is giving sex education to his audience? To me, it's like buying a mountain bike for an 18-month-old baby. What is the point? They're not going to be able to use it for far along. And there's a fine line, Greg, between a sex education class for kids who are sort of aged between 11, 12, 13, 14, and some creepy, weird dude on the internet who has a fetish for young girls who don't need to wax their pubic hair because they haven't got the ability to grow any, and who's basically got an internet farm of you're just sort of you've got a kid on the way, and you don't friggin' well know. See, this is the problem, Greg. Your problem, Greg, is you think of yourself and no one else. So when you're in bed with, you think that if I don't think about sex, I'll last longer. But because you don't probably care whether you last longer or not, because the fact is you don't give a shit. You don't have sex with people because you fucking care what they feel, because you don't care about what anyone feels. You want to control them. I know this because I fucking watch your videos and I see how you act with these poor deluded young wenches who finally cut off the ties when they realise what a complete Looney Tune you are. You don't sit there and you don't give a toss whether they. You basically masturbate with a person instead of your hand. That's it. And fair play to you, you do it. But you're 28 years old, Greg. You should know that not thinking about sex is not going to help. Do you remember the course of this day, Greg? Think of today, last day of your life, when you were awake. Today. Can you think of all the times you didn't have an erection? What did they all have in common? You weren't thinking about sex. Not for any great detail. And you think, and all the times you did. Think of the times you did have an erection. What happened? Right, the police phoned you and asked you to leave the supermarket. But what did you actually... You were thinking about sex. I know you get those occasionally weird ones where you're laying in bed, having a dream in which you are sort of playing chess in Russia next to an abattoir. And Morrissey's playing or something dreary, and then you wake up and you've got this biggest. It's like 2 steps down from dark matter in density, and it won't go away. You feel like you should use this thing to fight crime before it goes away. But those are very few and far between. All you've got to do, mate, is just keep doing it. It'll get better. I think age of consent laws need to change, and not in a Hugh James 1978 weird, twisted, happy cabby way. I think we should do. What they do is, if you in this country you're 16, you get consent. That's your ticket. You can now do it without having to hide, right? But here's the problem: when you're 16 and they're 16, you are two people who don't know what the fuck you're doing, and women who haven't done it before, that's when it's kind of awkward and difficult. It's like trying to stick your dick in a raw plug. I remember that was the first thought I had. And this is the first time since then, 15 years later, that I can think of having to reference it. I actually can't drop that in a conversation, but what you want to do is you want to get a sensei. So what I'm saying is, between the ages of 16, 17 and 18, up until the age of 19, when you're 16 to 18, you are not legally allowed to have sex with anyone else who is under the age of 35. And that's what you should be telling this lad. Give him some proper fucking advice. Go out there and find a bored housewife in your... They're because they will let you be as useless as you want. They will train you up, give you a slap. They'll fucking put it in for you. They'll do everything right. You'll leave fully ready to go. You will be Daniel San. Get yourself a sexual Mr. Miyagi. That's it. And then you can go and have sex with a girl who's like 19 years old, everything's pointing upwards, and you can do that. But if you've got problems in your life, the last thing you should do is send them. What nutter is watching your videos, Greg's videos, and thinking this is a guy who can help sort my life out? Unless, of course, you've got this problem where you're just cannibalising children every day. You've got this. You cannot stop. Just going into the supermarket and bumming all the frozen vegetables. What are you doing? How does this? It's like when people send me advice. I get the same thing. I'm like, why are you? If you're looking at me for the answers, you're clearly asking the wrong questions. And I think the problem is, overall, is that people like Greg think that lasting longer in bed is always better because it means more of him. And I think we can all agree that sometimes sex is a bit like a YouTube video. The quicker it's over, the better. Because tomorrow, you just feel sore. That doesn't make any sense. I'll think of a better one tomorrow. But yeah, Greg, keep going up. Yeah, you keep carry on with your looking for the next future ex-Miss Onision. Once your missus has dropped her chavvy and you've got a kid, Onision 2, son of Onision, Greg Harder. I can't wait. And the great thing is with your kid is in about 15 years' time after he's born, he'll still be old enough technically to date the girl you're seeing then. So you can go online together. Yeah. Oh God.